B-Man is back.
Oh, Jay, boys, try it again. Oh my gosh, the red got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard. You talking it's true. You talking but oh, look at that, my God.
This is your boy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash the True Inferno. And as you can see, we are a day away from the NBA playoffs from starting. Yes, the matchups have officially been set. And let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it. As we are now going to show you, or we as in me, as in I, going to show you GH3 and the Suns hosting the Dallas Mavericks. So it's a rematch of a showdown that took place in Dallas, which was a close one. But during the game, I'm going to be giving you my playoff predictions, NBA style that is. NHL, Red Wings ain't in it, so I don't care. So yeah, man, let's get straight into it. So the first matchup we're going to turn our attention to is in the East, as we got the number 1 seed Boston Celtics, not the Cleveland Cavaliers. They will take on the 8th seed Chicago Bulls. So this is going to be an interesting one right here. I see this going 6 games because they both split the season series, winning 2 apiece on their respective home floors. But I think this would still go 6 games in favor of the Celtics, meaning they will win on the road, whether it's game 4, game 3, or game 6. One of those 2. So yeah, I got Celtics in 6 games, 4-2 the series in favor of Boston. Now let's get on to who they will face between the 4-5 matchup, the Washington Wizards and the Atlanta Hawks. This is an interesting one because I got the Wizards won their regular season series 3-1, and the Wizards are the heavy favorites. As much as I would like to see the Hawks move on, but I think this is going to go 7 games, and this is going to go in favor of the Wizards. So I got the Wizards winning 7, 4-3. That series right there. Now let's switch it up and move on up to the 2-3 matchup, as we got the Toronto Raptors taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. The Raptors obviously the 3 seed. The Raptors are the favorites, and especially since they won the regular season series 3-1 as well. And like I said, I like don't sleep on Milwaukee. I think this would go 7 games as well. Some people think this would go for 5. I'm like, no, this is going 7, but Toronto still wins. So not much of a shakeup so far. Now let's get on to the 2-7 matchup, where we got the Cleveland Cavaliers as the 2 seed this time against the Indiana Pacers. Now the Cleveland Cavaliers won this regular season series 3-1, and you of course you know I would line up for Cleveland to lose in the first round, but unfortunately it's not going to happen. But don't sleep on Indy. This is going to go 6 games, and I got the Pacers losing in 6, 4-2 in favor of Cleveland. So there you go with that. So let's recap our first round in the East. I got Boston moving on to take on Washington, and Cleveland moving on to take on Toronto. That's going to be interesting right there. Now let's move out West. Now the 1-8 matchup, the Warriors against Blazers. This is a 5-game series right here. Warriors win. Let's move on. The 2-7 matchup, despite the fact that both teams had split the regular season series, this is still a 5-game series right here. Spurs win. Let's move on. Now we get into some interesting matchups here. The Rockets and Thunder. The Rockets are obviously the favorites here, but do not sleep on OKC. I think this will go 6 games, and as much as I would love to see the Thunder win and move on, I gotta go with Houston. Unfortunately, Houston will win 4-2. They were winning in 6 games. Now let's move on to the 4-5 matchup, where we got the Clippers as the 4 seed against the Utah Jazz. So the scenario here is the Clippers won the regular season series 3-1, and they're the favorites. But we need an upset, and I can't think of a better spot than right here. Well, you could say, what about Houston and OKC? I don't see it happening. Russell Westbrook need more help with that one. But Utah is a team on the rise. And the Clippers, when it comes to playoff basketball, the Clippers sink. Like, let's be real, the Clippers free fall when it comes to playoff basketball. So I got the Utah Jazz knocking off the Clippers in an upset in 6 games. 4-2, the final score there. Now, let's get back to the East real quick. So we got our 1 versus 4 matchup, Boston against the Wizards. That's going to go 7 games, and I got Boston advancing. And then moving on to the 2-3 matchup, Cleveland against Toronto. That one's going to go 6 games, and I got, unfortunately, Cleveland advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Boston Celtics. More on that later. Let's go out west. The 1-4 match, or in this case, the 1-5 matchup, the Golden State Warriors against Utah. That one's going to go 6, but I got Golden State winning, unfortunately. Yes, I said unfortunately. But yeah, there you go with that. And then we're going to move on to the 2-3 matchup, the showdown in Texas. Spurs going to win that one in 6 games as well. I like the Spurs to win that one. So my conference finals matchup looks a bit boring. Not much of a shakeup. 1 versus number 2. 1 versus number 2 on both sides. But here's where things get interesting. So a while back, my boy Off-Rep pointed out it would be very interesting if we get the matchup nobody is expecting. So with that said, let's get to my predictions, starting with the East. Because they no longer have home field advantage for this at this point right here, I see the Boston Celtics going to the NBA Finals. Yes, the Boston Celtics knock off the Cleveland Cavaliers in 7 games rather, and move on to the NBA Finals to take on who? Shout out to New Day. But anywho, I forgot who I picked early in the year. Oh yeah, I know who I picked early in the year. The team I'm picking here, the San Antonio Spurs. I got them knocking off Golden State in 6 games, and they will go to the finals, take on the Boston Celtics. This will be the matchup that nobody expected, and I think this will happen. And the San Antonio Spurs will once again be NBA champions, winning it all in 5 games. Yes, you heard me right, 5 games, not 6 or 7, but 5 games. So there you go, man. Those are my NBA predictions regarding the playoffs. I got the Spurs winning it all in 5 games over the Boston Celtics, who will win the Eastern Conference Championship, taking it away from Cleveland. Ha ha. So yeah, man, with all that out the way, obviously we won this game, obviously, you know. So yeah, man, there you go with that. Now, even though I mentioned this on my Overwatch gameplay, I will be in Chicago next weekend, but I will have a 2K video for you guys next week, and it will be against the Cleveland Cavaliers in their house this time around. So yeah, man, y'all know who this is. This is the new Jay Gatsby, aka the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Oh!